Designing plastic parts requires more than creating geometry. It is critical to understand during the design process how the part will react and perform when molded. SolidWorks Plastics 2019 addresses one of its top user-requested enhancements. You can now assign boundary conditions, such as mold wall temperature, control valves, and injection locations, directly to model geometry before meshing the part. This approach lets you position injection locations or control valves more accurately, and SolidWorks Plastics associates the boundary condition directly to geometry. Mesh controls can also be assigned to faces, edges, and vertices before the mesh is created, which can be important for finer details. These assignments remain tied to the geometry, so as the model progresses through its design iterations, they are retained. These geometry-based boundary conditions and mesh controls are stored in the part, so only the part file needs to be shared with collaborators. When the mesh is created, the geometry-based mesh controls are applied to refine the key areas of interest, such as injection locations and small features. The simulation is run, and SolidWorks Plastics provides an impressive array of results that provide insight into how the part will behave through the filling and cooling process. In this case, we will take note of the fill time of 2.3 seconds. Armed with this information, changes can be made to the geometry to achieve a lower fill time. For instance, the height of the spool can be reduced, and you can see that we're notified that the part will need to be remeshed. Another change can be made to some of the finer details to reduce air traps in the mold. Notice that the geometry-based boundary conditions and mesh controls remain intact, and the only thing left is to remesh and rerun the simulation. For this example, we were able to reduce the fill time by about 10%. The application of geometry-based boundary conditions and mesh controls provides more control over the setup of a study, allowing you to predict and avoid manufacturing defects early in the design stage, eliminating mold rework, improving part quality, and decreasing time to market.